I says, I have a lot to lose. You don't really have anything to lose.
I'm not a secret. She's not a dirty secret. And I won't be treated like one anymore. I won't be silenced. I feel like I'm being muzzled to protect someone else who has a full legal team. Conor has everything he needs. Yes, that's his name, Conor. I met him after the Traitors rap party.
So did you see him again?
No, I didn't see him in face again because
Have you never seen him?
I've never seen him again.
So you carried on talking to him until when?
Right up until, literally right up until I told him I was pregnant. And he basically said, so what do you think about this? Like, you know, how are you feeling? I was like, well, obviously with my history, you know, obviously it'd be good if she, well, if it, but I kept calling her she earlier on, to be fair, if she's healthy and I can have this baby. And he was like, right, okay then. And then he goes, he says, it's funny, you know, he says, I was only saying the other day to my friend, I think I need to have my sperm checked because I've had a lot of near misses and I've never got anyone pregnant. And I said, oh, well, I wouldn't bother wasting your money on the test, mate. And we started laughing. So I was like, he said, okay then. He says, so what happens now? And I says, well, I've got a scan. I says, they keep saying I'm so many weeks, but I don't see how I am. But then there seems to have been, there was a big gap between my period and my ovulation. So otherwise it's baby Jesus, like there's no one else. So I says, they're saying this many weeks, but I know the scan's going to change. And it seemed a lot for him to try and get his head around. So I was like, I will just confirm and blah, blah, blah. So I says, when I have the scan, I'll come back to you. And then he was like, okay. So anyways, we get to the scan and sure as hell it is the dates. And then she goes, I put you at conceiving around the weekend of around this date. Does it sound right? I was like, yes, I was with blah, blah, blah. So I knew definitely, I knew anyway, but you know what I mean? I could tell him we were right. This is the weeks and everything. So I messaged him a picture of the scan and I said, not as far along as we thought, but all healthy and there's a heartbeat and blah, 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 blah. And then I'd put something like, only a blob, but I think it's the cutest blob I've ever seen. And he read it, and then he didn't respond. And then he was online on WhatsApp constantly. And I was like, could be busy, could be on a phone call on WhatsApp. Don't be so intense. So I carry on, still nothing. So I message him, feel free to respond. And he said, this is really difficult. And he's like, can I speak to you later? And I just ignored it. And I went to this event, and I went to the event and I poured myself a large glass of wine and I was like, that's it, I'm getting wrecked. I don't care. I can't do this. I can't lose another baby. I'm going to lose it anyway. And he's been horrible to me. And I just literally remember thinking and saying to the guys, I can't do it. I just could not physically go through it again. And where he'd been so kind prior, I'd felt like I was okay because I had someone to share this with. Yeah. But suddenly cut at the last minute, I just felt alone. And I was like, and I'm probably going to lose this baby. So I just had a breakdown. So he said, can I call you the next day? Because I'd sent him after a few drinks, you just want me to abort it. So fine, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it because I don't want this baby to be hated by her dad. And that really bothered me because I was thinking, is she going to come into this world and not? I'm already feeling I'm not good enough. So I put that message, and he rang me the next day, had the best experience with my own birth father. He kind of encouraged my mum to have me with him and then just deserted me. So I've got natural hang-ups, and I explained that to him. I says, can you see why I can't put this child through that? You're either in or you're out, and I can't have you going on in my head, confusing me all the time. So what do you expect me to do? I says, if you don't want nothing to do with me and the child, or just the child, or whatever, just say, I don't need your money, I don't need your support, I don't need to ever speak to you again, to be honest, but I can't deal with this in between business back and forth. And I said, and he goes, well, I just need to know if you're going to tell anyone. And I said, well, what do you expect me to do? Like, I says, I can't just not say anything to anybody.
Well, as in, he wanted you to keep it a secret?
Well, at this point, I'm on the guessing game. We haven't clarified what he wants. So he's just basically said to me, I just need to know if you're going to tell people. I was like, well, I'm not going to lie for you. I said, if you think that you can absolve yourself of any responsibility, absolve yourself of any finance, and you want me to lie about who the father is and never tell the child, never tell the world, and never let it get out, You have got another thing coming. Why am I protecting you? I'm taking all this responsibility and you're not giving me nothing in support-wise here. And I don't mean financial. I mean just as in like, I will be here for you if this breaks. I will look after you if this should get out in the media and you're hounded or whatever. There was no like, could we sit down and make a plan? It was just, I just need to know this. And I said, I don't understand what you think you're going to lose. Because as far as I see it, Conor, I'm the only person who's got something to lose here. And then he said it on that conversation. He says, it's nothing against you, Charlotte, but even if we'd been together 3 years, I would be the exact same. I do not want to have a child. So I was like, okay. And
Did
at
he
that
say that
point,
he never wanted to have kids?
No, he just says, I don't want a child. Even if I'd been with you for 3 years, I wouldn't want a child. I don't want to. That's why I haven't got a dog, which I found really bad comparison. He doesn't have a dog because he doesn't want the responsibility, so definitely doesn't want a child. So I messaged him about a week after the 15-week scan, and I said, along the lines of, hi, I'm having a girl. I want to call her Penelope Thornett. That's my family name. But I was advised to just run it past you and get permission from you. To which he responded then the following day or two. Once obviously his PR team had a good look at it. And I can't remember the specifics of the message without looking. But the message basically said, that is your miracle baby. I do not need you to tell me every detail. You do not need to run names or anything past me going forward. It is your miracle baby. It is not mine. You know how I feel about the situation, but you wanted to keep it, so be it.